I'm Sarah Louise, and welcome to my channel, which is just generally about being healthy, mind, body, and spirit, and trying to always find the ultimate path somewhere amongst that. So I just wanted to make today's video about, really accepting what we're drawn to, not trying to like copy other people's journeys, because there's something that I've really learned on my journey and my path is that, whatever we're drawn to always has a higher purpose and a reason. And sometimes we just have to master a little thing and then we can like take it onto our journey with us. Because for me, I've often been pulled off on detours and I've gone really, really hard on these things. So for example, when I first started my spiritual journey, I really avoided manifesting because it didn't feel right to me. And I was really only interested in tuning into my intuition, trying to surrender, really trying to tap into my inner self and follow that guidance. And serving the divine is wrong, but I wasn't really into making like, oh, I want this, I want this. I was trying to learn like more non-attachment, and I'm just going to turn my phone volume down. I was a lot more aligned along the lines of learning non-attachment and allowing and surrendering and tuning in inside. And I have to say, I thought I was a lot more high vibrational than when I went into Everyone Is You Pushed Out. But then I got drawn into sort of Neville Goddard, Everyone Is You Pushed Out, much later than most people. A lot of people, that's how they kind of start their journey, right? And I just suddenly got really drawn to it, and I was going really hard on it, and I was manifesting specific things, and I was affirming all day long and watching my mental diet all day long. And I knew at the time I wasn't really feeling that like great, because I was in my mind a lot and I didn't feel like I was tuning into my heart. I felt like I was forcing a lot of things and I wasn't connecting to my intuition in the same way. But it just felt right to go really hard at Everyone Is You Pushed Out. And I did get many things that I like really wanted through it, but I just didn't feel great in myself. Like I didn't have that bliss and that joy, and day to day I just didn't feel like as good as I'd felt before, although I like had the things that I'd wanted back then. And now a bit further down the journey, I can really see how they've all tied in together, because I do believe we create our reality, but I also personally believe we create our reality on several levels. So we create our reality as a human, we create our reality as a soul, i.e. we chose certain things we wanted to experience in order to evolve. I believe that, for example, we chose soul partners, soul connections as a soul. And yes, we can choose them as a human, but I think that if we allow our soul to take over, then it will show us those connections that we really chose for our ultimate growth. So I think, yes, we create our reality, but we co-create it as a human, but we also have things that we created as a soul for our learning experience. And then at some point we unite all of them and we're one higher self acting as a higher self. But I have definitely gone back a lot to, listening to myself, going within, feeling my heart center, thinking about serving as much as asking. I guess it's like how we want to be with other people. It's learning to balance listening and asking, and we ask for something and then we listen and we go within and we feel, why do I want that thing? And is it in my highest good? And is it in my soul's highest good? And I just believe there's this constant co-creation going on where I feel a lot more in flow with it now, where I don't always manifest things, because sometimes I just really feel like that thing is meant to happen, or I'm supposed to allow that, or I'm supposed to learn from that. And then sometimes I just really feel like that something actually where more it's my beliefs in play. And so I want to affirm for that, and I want to manifest for that. And I feel so much more high vibrational, so lighter, so much more heart-centered. But I suppose what I'm trying to say, that if I didn't have that period where I went hard at it, I wouldn't have gotten here, because I needed to rewrite a hell of a lot of terrible beliefs. Terrible is a judgment word, but I had to rewrite a lot of beliefs that I was carrying about a lot of things. And I tell you what, if you do a strict mental diet for like 1 or 2 years, you will really start to see how many limiting beliefs you have about your reality in the world. And mental diet, I mean catching every negative thought that you have and rewriting it. And I personally believe the ultimate is allowing and surrender, but from a very neutral place. And if we're running on a lot of limiting beliefs and negative thinking, then we're still creating the same as we're creating when we kind of ask for positive things or things that we want. Both sides, we're not actually in allowance. We're creating either things we don't want or things we do want. And I actually do think that I've always felt this from the beginning. That sounded my cat's downstairs, and I heard something go towards the edge of the table. I have always from the beginning felt that we can sort of attain a 0 point, which is beyond the wheel of karma. So we're not actually creating any more at all. We're following purely our soul. And I think that requires some form of mental diet first, because we have to see how much we're actually creating from limiting beliefs and negative thinking. But anyway, that's kind of where I've got to. But I'm really just saying that I think sometimes we end up seeing somebody doing something and thinking, oh, well, you know, I'm going to do that too, or that's the way to do it. And I really think we all have our own journey, and that changes all the time as well. And we have different things that we work on at different times, but overall it all comes together collectively. So I think if you're drawn to something, then it's right for you. I saw it actually a lot because I used to go to these spiritual teachers for a bit, like on Twin Flames, and I noticed a lot of people in the group were just becoming these people. And it's actually why I just pulled back and stopped going, because I could see that because everybody in the group wanted their twin flame, and they could see these people had got their twin flame, they just thought, well, I'm just going to become these people then. And it kind of was, you know, like watching everyone become a clone in a way, and just start being like them. And I do think what they taught was amazing, and I learned so much from it. But I really had to step back, because I realized, you know, I need to take this knowledge and I need to apply it to my own life and follow my own path to meet my own divine reflection. You know, I can't just mirror yours and skip a whole part of my journey where I have to learn to integrate this stuff, you know. So I'm really thankful that I experienced that, but I had to pull back and really go off on my own. And I noticed that, you know, a lot of people that were sort of emulating their journey, they weren't really getting what they wanted anyway. And I think that's because it wasn't really authentically their path. And sometimes, I mean, that was just my take on it. Sometimes we need to like pull back and think, yeah, that's great. You know, I resonate with a lot of that information. Now I need to go and not be them, but like apply that into my own life, into my own path, which is different, you know. And I really think that our spiritual path is learning to be really authentic and be who we are and who we're meant to be this lifetime. And that's not necessarily the same as who someone else is meant to be. So yeah, I hope that went well. And I could never end videos or start them. I really like, some people are so cool when they do it, and I'm just like, I don't know what to say. But I'm just gonna start saying bye. I hope everyone's good.